that storm the other day that I was pointing at that I thought was going to come over us. So it just hit just a little area and dumped a bunch right in our grain bins here. It's kind of funny, but we cut everything here, so it's not going to affect harvesting other than just have to detour the trucks a little bit to get around the mud. Storm, yeah, probably dumped like 1,500. It's funny how we go by hunters out here. I know. It's mind-boggling. But I would say the type of soil we have, the clay ground that we have, and how it handles water compared to the Midwest guys, I would say it's at least 20%. So like 20-25%. So if you guys got an inch of rain there, it'd be like us getting a 1/4 inch here. Or if you got it might even close to an inch to a 1/10. So like the way our ground handles a 1/4 inch of rain is how your guys' handles an inch of rain. Like you can get back into the field after an inch of rain for what it takes for us to get into the field after a 1/4 inch of rain. Our ground holds water really tight, doesn't let it go. And in the process, it takes forever for it to dry out, which is good. That's how we're able to grow crops out here. It's just, when we do get a rain, you know it.
While I'm waiting for that to fill up, I just wanted to say thank you guys. I really appreciate you supporting us and watching us and seeing what we do and letting us show you exactly what this land is like, how we farm, what we deal with. And I just want to say I appreciate that so much that you guys have been able to be a part of it. I just was thinking, you know, everybody struggles. Everybody has something that they're dealing with, something that they're going through. And in the moment, you don't know why you're dealing with it. Some do. That can be self-afflicted, can be self-induced. But sometimes things just get thrown at us and we don't understand why. And it's so easy for us to get caught up in that moment. And if you make that choice saying that, you know what, I'm going to still push forward, even though it sucks, even though it's not fun, it's unpleasant, I'm going to still push forward. Because I know if I push forward, I can get better. I can do better. I'll be able to take on more in my life. I'll be able to be stronger when others need it. And I think that the struggles that we go through is so crucial in life. It's so necessary to have struggles. Because when has life ever been easy? When is life going to be fair? And the times that you are the strongest is the times that you have dealt with so much, that you have to push forward. And that's when it defines on what are you made of? Are you going to push forward and say, you know what, it's going to suck, it's going to be tough, but I can look at the end goal and say, you know what, I will get stronger. I will be able to achieve those things. I will be able to get through those things. If you look back in life and you start thinking about all those hard moments in life, you would not be the person you are today if you didn't go through those moments. The sweetest things in life come from tears and pain. And so whatever you're dealing with, whatever you're going through, I don't know what you're dealing with. I don't know what you're going through. And you're struggling with battles that I cannot understand, I cannot fathom. But what I'm asking you to do is keep up the encouragement, keep up the end goal and say, you know what, I can do this. I will be able to do this. I will be able to push forward. Because this is a time to see, what are you made of? Something to think about. I'll stop yakking. I think this thing's just about full. And then I'll move to the next combine and start filling up. But I just wanted to say I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. Hope you're having a great day. And I hope you enjoy what we have to offer.
Ready? I'm gonna get it! Was that mean of me? I purposely waited till the rabbit got into the wheat. Oh well. It's been a while since he's seen one. And he's all excited. But that rabbit's safe. It was smart. It headed back into the wheat and then probably ran down the line, and he's gonna run around for a while. At least keep him busy. I'd rather just stay in here and not be busy.
I just brought the big dog in the cab, so he's getting this figured out.
I'm trying to lose weight. Stop it.
The pleasantly plump dog.
Thank you. That's better.
Lots of love dog.
Some days.
It's It's
Why is the reel
it's all
going
protein, guys. Why is it so
Why is
slow?
it going so slow?
Because I have it on the slow setting. Turn it up a little bit. You'll see when you go 9 miles an hour. Anyways, I'm teaching leg arms how to run this combine. It's like the other combines, but just the interface, getting it all figured out. So
It's just trying to understand like the different little adjustments and settings,
Yeah.
and the monitor's different, and
Yeah, he's got
there's little
those too.
techniques that I need to be aware of. I mean, I can go drive it around in circles and do roadies, but
yeah.
to make it really work, I'm figuring it out.
Okay, we'll get back in a minute here. Okay, take care of it. A little bit of me missed this combine, a little bit. We'll see how much I missed that one after a little bit. This header's tiny. I never thought I would say a 45-foot header is tiny.
It doesn't look like a big one, Kobe. My windshield glass, cab glass, is getting very smeared.
Well, I just wrapped up what I needed to do in this field. This was a 300-acre piece. Dad's got one pass up and down, and leg arms in the 260 has one pass up and down. So that leaves no passes for me. So I'm gonna pass this field and go to the next one, which is just over there. So hopefully that one's ready. There's just still green in this. It's mostly ripe, but there's still some green now and then. It's blending okay in the bin. I think we'll be fine. Got the air on it. We should be okay. But it's not that like nice, just ready to go green that you want. But not green. Ripe, not green.
Right now, I don't know if you guys can tell, but there is a tremendous amount of wild oats in this area. Now, this isn't the same kind of oats that you would eat like your oatmeal. It's completely different. It's actually a weed. We don't like it. We try to get rid of it. But there's a section here that's just got tons of wild oats. And that can be a challenge to try to get that away from the kernels in the tank. It kind of mixes together. So I'm curious with the automation how it's working through this little stretch of wild oats, and it's pretty thick. And it's cruising at 9 miles an hour going through it. And there's like no oats in the back. Usually we get a decent amount of oats like mixed in with that thick. I mean, it might not look that thick on camera, but this is like overwhelmingly thick. But that's pretty impressive. I'll be honest, it's very impressive that you don't even have to touch nothing and it just figures it out. And I would have just slowed down in the other combine and just ground through it. This one here, no, we'll just push 9 miles an hour.
Looks like we're back in the game of finding crop that's ready. We just pulled up this field. I just did a quick test cut over there. I did over there, and it's too green. There's too much green, and it's just soft. I can tell. I'm quite chewing it. It just got moisture in it. So I'll see what the guys say. We'll talk to them.
You know, I've been driving this thing for probably a good hour. Yeah, maybe a little bit more than that. Just trying to get the feel of this thing and just getting to know it. And I'll tell you, it's incredible. It's cutting double the acres of what both of those 8230s are cutting. This machine is equivalent to both of those machines that we have on our farm. It's insane. Absolutely insane on how many acres per hour we're cutting. I mean, we're cutting 43 acres per hour is what it's saying right now. That's amazing. I mean, it just blows my mind. And I'll tell you one thing, this whole setup with the platform, where it's just auto height, it sets itself, it follows itself along the train. I don't have to worry about it. I just gotta look for big rocks and kind of ditches, you know, slow down the combine a little bit. But there's so much less stress right now of managing everything that I don't know what to do with myself. I mean, I don't know. After I get out of this combine and go back in one of those, I'm gonna feel like a snail. I mean, it's gonna feel so slow going into those things versus this. I mean, 9 miles an hour cutting this. I mean, granted, we don't have really thick wheat, so it's not like a big thick crop. You could yeah, this is just pretty amazing to me. I'll just be honest. I'm astonished. So I want one. I want like 5.
Well, there's the rest of the wheat from this field here going in the truck. Finished that field. Just now finished this field. The guys are right there. They're wrapping up that. This big dark thing here coming in, I think, is our weather. It's supposed to rain a little tonight and tomorrow, so we might get shut down. We'll see. But this grain is definitely ready to go. There's no green in it. It looks fantastic. Not yielding as good as though I'd like. It's probably averaging about 14. That seems to be about the name of the game for our spring wheat this year. About 14. So we'll see how the rest turns out, but it'll probably average about 14. So we'll see. All right, I want to talk to you guys about something real quick. So, why am I cutting 35 bushel of wheat right here? Because, turn my light back on. There we go. We had, there, moisture. Isn't that amazing? It's just water. That's all the difference is between this and 200 yards that way up on top. Water. This is the low spot. Drainage naturally comes down here. So that just goes to show, oh, there we go. There's 40, 41, 45 bushel, 44 bushel. See, so what that says to me, which is such a gleam of hope that we're not terrible farmers, is we're just missing water. We have the same fertilizer here, the same seed rate here, the same chemicals, the same timing, the same everything. The only reason this is making 40 bushels an acre and 200 yards that way is only making 13 is because of water. Does that make sense? Isn't that amazing? Rain can make such a difference. So, yes, we did not get the rain. But that is a nice little glimmer of hope that shows this land can be profitable, can produce nice crops, if you can just get a little bit of that drink, that H2O. So if you guys would stop dumping those glasses half empty down the sink and just bring them over here and dump them on the ground, we'd appreciate that. Thanks. Okay, later. All right, I think that's it for tonight. About 11 o'clock, so we're gonna call it. And, see how much rain we get during the night. I don't think it's gonna be much. But tomorrow they're saying there could be some, so we'll at least get some tomorrow, but maybe we'll get a little bit of acres done in the morning. We'll find out. Let's just get these things back to the farm first. All right, if you guys remember, there was an app a while back called AFS Connect. AFS Connect is a system that lets all of Case IH equipment communicate to the cloud. And then in the cloud, you'll have access to your parameters, your systems, your production data, your yield mapping, all of that. And originally they had it split into 2 apps. Well, they've combined it now into what's called Field Operations, Field Ops. So I have that app on my phone. It's brand new, just came out. It's free. AFS Connect is now free for everybody. So let's open it up and take a look at my phone. There's my son. Yeah, it was a picture day, and that was his opinion of taking family pictures. So I love that picture. You guys open the app up. Oh, hey, look at that. There's a 60 series Case IH Combine right there, hovering next to the Rocky Mountains. And if we pull it up here, let's open the machine up. You can see, oh, notice I'm only going 4 miles an hour because, well, I don't want to go fast while I'm doing this. 2, I have 6% fuel left. I'm running on vapors right now. I gotta get this back and put fuel in it. And I'm low on DEF fluid. Let's go down to see all the parameters. This is pretty neat. I like seeing this. So if we go to like driveline, oh, look at that. You can see your temperatures of your hydraulic static motor temperature, your oil temperature, engine. This is awesome. Voltage, coolant, engine hours, engine load, chopper speed, elevator speed. So basically anything that you can, if your computer's talking to your that has a sensor basically is in access in your hand. So if you've got a fleet of a bunch of equipment, you could sit there on site, off site, you could be on the other side of the world and have access to this and say, okay, yeah, you're low on fuel, you go back. Or hey, fuel truck. Yeah, Nick's out there on 6% fuel. He's probably gonna run that thing dry and then we're gonna have to prime it and it's gonna be a pain. So get that fuel truck to him before he makes a big mess of things and bring some DEF. See? So how about we do that? Let's go get fuel. Woo! Chaffy. All right, let's pull up the field side of the app. Take a look here. I've already brought it up. We just harvested this field yesterday. Let's take a look at the yield. So yield dry, and it is, oh, there we go. So all the yield data there is from this 260 combine. And if you zoom in, you can see where it didn't do very good and where it did really well. Overall, it averaged 20 bushels an acre. That's our good field. I know, it hurts. But this combine was a beast and ran 40 acres an hour. basically worth 2 of our other combines combined. So all that data is in your hand. So field ops, worth checking out. All right, so harvest was in full swing, and last night we got a couple hundredths of rain. Today, they said there was gonna be a chance of rain, and it is just big right there. It's just a little spot right there, but it's just, I'm sure there's a giant thunderhead right above us. You can't see it. And they're talking ping pong, maybe up to golf ball size hail, and we're right in the red zone. So we'll see what happens here, but I've got a pretty good suspicion we're gonna lose some crop today. As you can see, we scolded our trucks and told them to get in the building, so they're in there. A couple combines are still outside. Don't have enough room for all that because we haven't built our 500 by 500, 40,000 square foot cold storage building yet. Next year. But we'll keep you updated. We'll see what happens here, but this is probably definitely gonna shut us down. And it might take out some acres. We'll see, I don't know. But we do have hail insurance, so, I mean, it's not gonna be a gut punch like last time, but we'll be ready. Still, Dad's in the field too. He hasn't left. He's still combining. Dad's. He's gonna push it to the edge. He'll be coming back with rain on that thing.
Hang on a second, my nose is big. All right, we're standing over here,
That got
and
cold
it
quick.
probably changed within 20 degrees, like snap, like it's cold.
Whoa.
It was warm, comfortable, and bam!
Oh. And then the lightning was like, whoa.
Wow, that got cold.
Oh, Dad's back. I told you he'd come back in the rain. No, he actually might miss it. Watch him take the tree. Trees. Power line. Ding, ding.
The power line thing I can believe.
Nick
Half
told
the
me,
pole, 4 foot of it's laying on the ground, 6 foot's hanging off it. Like, oh my God.
That was right.
okay, so Dad was seeding a few years ago, and he was seeding around a power pole, and all of a sudden he nicked it. Well,
With the, yeah.
with the cedar, and it's starting to rain. Brad comes over to me and he's like, "Hey Scott, did you see that power pole over there?" I'm like,
Did I
"What?"
call you and tell you to go look at it?
No, I told
You
him
did,
to.
yeah.
So Nick told Brad that Dad nicked a power pole.
I was scared to drive under it to finish rolling, right? If I touched it, I was like, I'm not even getting close.
So he calls me up. He's like, "Dude, did you see this power pole?" I'm like, "No, what about the power pole? I had no idea." And he's like, "It's like broken in half." I'm like, "What?" So I go over there. There's like a toothpick barely holding the power pole up in the air and a massive log taken out of it. And Dad's like, "Oh, I just nicked it." We called the power company. We're like, "Hey, you need to come out here and fix this pole." They came out like, "Why didn't you guys tell us about this?"
He was gonna put some duct
Because
tape
the
on.
wind was pretty bad the next day, too.
It was a little
I'm
sketchy.
surprised they didn't come
Baling wire and a metal post and just tie it up. So it actually went south right there. There's a chunk. Ooh, there it was right there. Nice bolt. See the daylight right here? So it's a pretty thin system. No hail yet. I think we might be good. Look at that arm. Usually the hail comes first, so I think we might be good. Woo! Here it comes. It does feel good, I will admit. Feeling some rain. Barren land, it's nice to feel that. Not a great time to rain, I'll tell you that right now. This is not a good time to rain, but it sure feels good. Oh man, I can see that. There it comes, it's gonna hit hard. The water's coming down. You can see it right there. Look at the field right there by your house.
Yeah.
That band just whipping through. There's the rain. Woo!
There's more of a hill.
Oh man. Don't see that kind of rain around here very often. Says so far we've gotten 1/4 inch. Nope, 3/10. 3/10 of rain so far. Going pretty hard that way. So we've got crop that way, and we've got quite a bit of crop that way, and over here. But all that area we pretty much took care of, so hopefully no hail went there or there, and that area is open. Round 2? Oh, I thought there was gonna be some hail coming down. Usually the hail comes first, I thought, but now it's coming in sideways. We can close it, Scott, if you want now. Now it's changed direction. Get all our vehicles in the shop, just in case. Don't like dealing with insurance claims. So this would have been the perfect storm about the 2nd week of June. This storm here would have added $100,000 to our harvest. We would have had this in the middle of June. 100 grand right there. Isn't that nuts? Crazy. So, some crazy statistics for you guys. This, so far we've got about a ½ inch of rain. This is our biggest rain since the first part of May. We had an inch of rain in the first part of May in one storm. And in a one rain event, this is the biggest rain event. Oh, that's sad. We went basically the month of May, June, July. We're in August now. And we got a ½ inch of rain. Isn't that just something else? But I remember as a kid seeing these kind of things all the time. We'd be playing in the water all over. The ditches would be full. There was a day it rained here. That's an angry sky. Wow. She's mad. What'd you tell it, Brad?
Okay, well, we got a little rain yesterday. It was quite a rainstorm, almost a ½ inch, but did have a little bit of pea-sized hail. I did go all our land north and west of our farm just because that's where I thought the main part of the storm was, and no hail damage that I could see. We did have, like I said, a little pea-sized hail. But had reports of a neighbor to the northeast of us that there was some hail down in that area. So we do have some remaining spring wheat down in that area. Let's go down and take a look and just see. Hopefully no damage or light, but till we get there, no. I know, we've had our share. And when I saw that storm come, I said, no hail, no. No hail. All right, let's check it out. Okay, I saw one hanger, two hangers. This wasn't hit very hard at all. Just a few stones. Let's run over on the other side. And then we'll go all the way down closer to where it said there was a little more hail. Yeah, there was a reservoir up there I was going to show. I went past too fast. That it was dry and now has water in it, so it did rain more that direction, enough to run water into the reservoir. This one here, I don't see really much added water, so I guess it probably never rained enough to get it to run water. Anyway, let's take a look at this. That might be one right there that's hanging. Let's see if we can find another one. That one right there. So there was an occasional bigger stone that fell, but it wasn't much hail because it's not beat up. All right, we'll go down here and see if the hail maybe started a little bit more across the lower end. This is almost 2 miles long, this strip. It's 1 3/4 miles. Okay, there's one there. I don't see anything beat on the ground. I don't see any shaggy heads. Is there any others? Well, whatever damage there is, it's not enough to trigger a loss. So let's go down the other end and then we'll cut across and see. Okay, now what I see, there was hail here. A coyote. Nick, Kobe saw a coyote. That's good. Yeah, it hailed here. Let me get out. Okay, this is kind of a green area where The water ran at one time. We got a little shower during the growing season, but if you look here, you can see kernels all over in the ground right here. There's a hanger right there. I'd say this probably got 10% to 15 maybe, something like that, right on this very end. So it was probably just the very bottom part of this. Yeah, there's more. See the ground's wet. Yeah, it rained more here, and this looks a little more beat up right at the very end. Holy smokes! That's about 85% damage to 90 right here. Maybe, well, at least 75 to 85. It really, it kind of really beat it up a little bit. Okay, here is not as much right there. So it just caught this edge of this field. I'm gonna have to go across over the chem follow to that next one and see how far, if it just started right here, or if it caught that top part of what we call June's, a name of the land. But here, if I'd had to gauge, there's not a lot of hangers. This is lightly damaged, you know. It's just about almost to that payable amount. Oh, look who's coming. Hey, Kobe, did you catch him? I'm glad that he doesn't catch the coyote, because what am I gonna do with a coyote if he brings it home? All right, are you tired? Was that fun? Dog's life on a farm. I'd stop here and just show you a little bit of some of the land our grandfather homesteaded many, many years ago. I'm talking millennials, you know, with an M. This used to be an inland sea. It was actually a shallow basin that had which we call the Pacific Ocean. There was no mountains along the west of us, no Rocky Mountains, and actually the shoreline of the Pacific Ocean was a border of Montana, Idaho, roughly in that area. And this happened to be an inland sea, so shallow. Well, what this is seabed, clay, that the mud that's on the bottom of a sea. If you look here, there's a cactus grows in it. This has never been farmed. And the scrub that grows here, the type of grasses, well, actually, it's kind of like a salt grass, because this is full of calcium, magnesium, salts from the sea. And what happened is that this raised up somewhat because of there was an uplift, and those are the Sweetgrass Hills, which was volcanic. It never erupted, but it lifted up this whole area. They call it the Sweetgrass Arch. Lifted this up, and the glaciers came and scraped away what soil there was right here. So there really isn't any topsoil. That's what I'm really talking about. So that's why we don't farm this. Whoa, Kobe, I know you're hot, but you're gonna get the seats muddy. Oh my. Don't tell the boys. They'll be upset. So what I got back from checking for hail damage, and what I've checked, there's probably 70 acres that got damaged from, you know, over 10% to maybe 40, 50. You know, there's some a little bit higher, but average in and out. I suppose maybe 25% across on average on the whole thing. But we'll have a better idea when we get the adjusters out here and then they take a look at it. So, okay. So, but we're going to keep rolling on with harvest. What was that?
Huh. Must have been a cat.